All right, first and foremost, we like to give all praises and honor to Mary. So Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Makaha Kodash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, which means He to be, He exists. The existent one, Bahasham is in the name. Yahweh Shai is His only begotten Savior, Son of the world, ignorant the cause, Lord and Jesus Christ. These are the powers that we serve, these are the powers that we come in the name of Yahweh Shai, means He deliverer, He Savior, Rakak Kodash, His Spirit Holy. Right? Quick video we would like to do this morning, this evening. All right. And basically touching on Esau. Right? The Lord is making manifest who this guy is. He's a pseudoscientist. A pseudoscientist. So I have a little picture I want to put up and we're going to it. And if anybody else wanted to say anything before we go.
Now go ahead now. Go ahead, Ab. Go ahead.
Right, so you can go ahead and explain, right? I will look up the word pseudo. I think I'm bringing it up on the screen one time.
All right, can. So as you can see from the image the brother I have on the screen is the guy that was recently put down. Right, there's a lot of information coming out about this, and I believe there's a video circulating right now where he did one of his last interviews, and he was actually talking out against the small acts and some of the things he was talking now. He was one of the biggest promoters for them, and then they found it strange that he mentioned certain things about them, right? And right after that, he was put down, and right as he was put down, the president of Israel put a statement right after, and people started to put two and two together, and if you use the common sense, you'll understand what it is I'm saying when it comes to that. So by the image you say Wilkin is 100% right. We have been propagandized by liars and fakers in the media to believe that America is a vicious racist country, and indiscriminate attacks on black people by whites happen all the time. But the numbers tell the truth. Black attacks on white people happen 3x more often than white on black crime. Despite blacks being only 13% of the population, why won't the media just tell the truth? Why lie when those lies result in innocent people dying? Now, if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is and have never known what he did before, he's basically what he would a hardcore Edomite when it comes to the line, right? They use these numbers, like the percentages, like the 30%, they would use 3x more as using here. They would also as they use terms like per capita to use they're using these words to make what it is, what it's saying seem to be right. But as some other people did, they want to do research to prove that what he is saying is wrong. And we know by the facts short history of the things that Esau did, right? It have no way that the blacks could do more crime than the whites. Who's the biggest drug lord in the world? Who is the biggest mass murderer in the world? Right? I want to say a word, but this particular word, it might get the video taken off. But when it comes to little children, who do those things more than Esau? But again, they use these terms, and as your brother gonna bring out the word just now, the pseudoscience, right? And they use these things to catch people. The percentages, the per capita, they bring the statistics, right? And they put it up on the screen. At the bottom of the image, you could see they have the on the news thing, they have the numbers there, right? And people would see that and believe what it is he's saying is true. This is the same guy that said, right? The same guy that said about in one of the interviews that slavery, that the blacks should have remained in slavery because it was beneficial to them. Right? So go ahead.
Yeah, so there's the word pseudo. It says not actual but having and the appearance of pretending, false or spurious, a sham, almost approaching or trying to be pseudo. Right? Brother Kalam he had brought out earlier, 1 Timothy 6:20. Timothy, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called. Right? So, as we see the word pseudo, it means not actual or have any appearance of pretending or false. Right? And put the word science, we know it means to know or knowledge, right? Science. Right? For edification's sake. Yes, bear with it a little bit. Science, a branch of knowledge or study dealing with a body of facts or truths, systematically arranged and showing the operation of general laws, right? Like the mathematical sciences. Systematic knowledge of the physical or material world gained through observation and experimentation. Any of the branches of natural or physical sciences systemize knowledge in general. So science is knowledge in general. So when you hear the term pseudoscience, it actually means false science, right? False or spurious science. And this is what we're seeing that is being portrayed, right? You mentioned something about Esau crime, right? Let's go back to the word, or to their forefather Cain. It says Genesis 4 and 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass that when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. Right? The word Cain here goes back to Kwayan, which is Cain, possession, right? Spear, right? Spear. As striking fast in Strong's definition, the original sense of 50, a lance of striking fast, a spear, right? Right, and also to what a chance to chant, wail, lament, which is a crier, right? So, you going back to the story in Genesis 4, what he slew his brother Abel, he slew him, right? Meaning to kill him. Right? That is the same action. To kill, to slay, to destroy, to ruin. This is what they're doing. They're defaming and they're accusing Jacob. This is what they're doing. They're defaming and they're accusing, they're murdering Jacob. Right? So what we actually see it is the manifestation of the natural behavior of this devil, Esau and Edom. Right? Let's go back to it here real quick. So just to give an example of the pseudoscience real quick.
His focus beyond the Washington.
Select.
President Trump is blasting the world's largest museum complex as he pushes for a rewrite of American history, posting on Truth Social, quote, "The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future." A top-down review of the Smithsonian's exhibits, collections, and internal processes is already underway. Now, a White House official tells NBC News that Donald Trump plans to extend his focus beyond the Washington-based institution, saying he will hold the Smithsonian accountable and then go from there. Joining us now, presidential historian and professor of history at Rice University, Douglas Brinkley. Doug, I haven't been to the Smithsonian recently, so I'm not quite sure what it's like in there, what the exhibits are like. Have you been in the past couple of years?
Yes, I'm there all the time. And in fact, I'm afraid what President Trump's trying to do is whitewash history. He's really aiming to undo slavery. He doesn't want us to follow the timeline of our country, and that happened. If you go to Smithsonian and look at Black American history, you'll see things that, how do you object to, you know, Chuck Berry's Red Cadillac, or Harriet Tubman's Hymn Book, or, you know, Romaine Bearden, the great painters, you know, works on the Great Migration. I don't know what the beef is, except there seems to be a not liking of true Black history, and it seems to be aimed at the Biden and Obama.
Right. So you see, you don't know what the beef is. The beef is, or the grudge is actually evil against good. Right? Evil against good. That's what the beef is. It's a manifestation of evil against good. Right? You have anything you want to bring up?
Yeah.
Right.
That's how it's in it too. It's good against evil, and against Esau against Israel. You know, bringing forth them lies, and just as you guys say it in the video we brought up here, that what Trump trying to do is the same thing the guy, the good guy did. You know, he said that he literally said that slavery was when that Jake should have remained in slavery. You know, that actually helped the blacks, and they should have remained in it. You understand?
Yeah, it says Genesis 25 and 22, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said unto her, in other words, she went to a prophet, right? Because that's where we inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Go ahead, You can speak. I'll try and see if I can pull up the apocrypha for you quick.
Yeah, can. And that's what bring a quick precept here as I bring another Genesis Genesis 25. I just jump to Ezekiel 35 verse 5. It say, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that the iniquity had an end. Let's go back to the first few lines and say what? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and that is what Esau had for us. Even the guy, if you watch his videos, right, the last like minute in the video, they was asking him about mass murders, and then all of a sudden he just switched it to Jake. He says switch to gang violence, you know. Oh, this whole week, remember we did a video, the live stream we did, it was last week, right? And even I was messaging and telling about the woman I tell you that girl, she got murdered on the bus.
Yeah, can you would Jake Rice behind yeah.
Right, can. No, they using he every single day from since then he was talking about that. You know that the blacks wild and all this other stuff that he was talking about.
Monkeys. Nowadays, no, that's monkeys. So like,
yeah,
guys
can. So just every day since then he was putting up the girl picture and saying that how they have radicalized us and so forth and something make it look like again using that sort of stance to make us look like we's the bad, to make us look like we's evil. But it goes to show that deep, that perpetual hatred that they have for us, that everlasting, it don't matter what time it is in history, they will always have that hatred for us. And they would use the different pseudoscience, the propaganda, to make us look like we are what? Like we is the bad, when really and truly they are. As the brother don't mention what? The good against the evil. And for sure, they ain't the good. Right? They ain't the good.
Yeah, there's because we know also that they also are called accused of the brethren, Esau and Edom, right? But they can't help but be evil and wicked, because that's just their natural born nature. Sirach, this is, let me see if I can get the version. This is Sirach 33 and verse 15 in the Good News translation, right? It says in the Good News, think about it. The Most High has made everything in pairs, and each thing is opposite of something else, right? So it's opposite, not good and not evil. Esau is opposite of Jacob, which is Esau is wicked or evil, and Jacob is righteous and good, right? By nature. There's the book of Sirach 28 and 2. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he had done thee, so shall thy sins also be forgiven, right? It says, one man beareth hatred against another, and doeth he seek pardon from the Lord. He showeth no mercy to a man which is like himself, and do to do it, he asks forgiveness of his own sins. Right? So that's Esau. Esau, he how I say his your own mother's son. I forget how the precept go. He persecuted his own mother's son. Some I forget how exactly it is written, but this is what he did. He didn't pardon Jacob for the birthright and for the blessing. Amos 1:11 does say, the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. But I will send fire upon Timon, and will devour the palaces of Bozrah. Right? So ultimately, until this man is actually taken out, he's going to continue to manifest himself to truly be the devil that the Bible speaks of. Right? Hey, Shalom Mark, Yavashmi, Shaiba, Shumakako Dashbra, but of course, I just entered into the stream. Right, so this man is a pseudoscientist, and all his works are demonic and evil, the wicked. So he would paint himself as though he is all innocent, right? But really and truly, we know that he's diabolical in action, right? Or diabolical in working, right? I'm gonna look at that word diabolical for you all real quick. Anybody can go ahead.
Just to add to the brother Sam bring what they said. This is the book of Psalms chapter 5, and I will read from verse let me read straight to the point. This is the Psalm chapter 5, verse 9. It says, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. The inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Right? The scripture said, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. So why would we trust this guy with the stuff that he's bringing forth? You know, what kind of propaganda they have been pushing on for the past few weeks. As you can see from right now, you go online and you see the tensions that rise, and you can see what they want. They're looking for a civil war, right? And they push, however it is to do, they're pushing it on, and Jake just falling straight into that trap. You know? Okay, you see with that death, you see in Jake, you know, the post and stuff are out against him and so forth, and then Esau talking about you have radicalized us, and from here on out there's a changing of times, and we are not taking that. So you're seeing where it's leading to, right? So you say the inward part is very wickedness, and that is what you will get from a wicked man. It have no good to come from Esau. They always say the inward part is very wickedness. Every single thing, like the statement they want everybody to say is that he was just a peaceful debater. He was not. He was not. If he was a peaceful debater, he would have.
He was for their agenda. That's
right. That's right.
That's why he said that's why Trump's statement on it was that he was a good man. He was, you know, Trump was and spoke well of him, but he was for the agenda, which was against Jacob. All right. Yeah. I do a diabolical really quick on the screen. It says having the qualities of a devil, devilish, fiendish, outrageously wicked. So this man is diabolical in nature. All right. Let's stop instead. I don't know. I'm seeing this. Right. So this book of Psalms 58. The wicked, Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poisons like the poison of a serpent. They are like a deaf adder that stoppeth the ear, which will not hearken to the voice of the charmers, charming, never so wisely. Break their teeth, O power, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Right, so we're going to look up that word poison. Kauma.
Strong's H2534. Chema.
Says heat, rage, hot displeasure, indignation, anger, rat, poison, bottles, heat, fever, venom, right? Burning, anger, rage. So they have venom. That's their venom towards Jacob is showing, right? They come in with all the slander. They're slanderous, all right? It says I wanted after teeth. I wanted Slovakia. Oh, yes, sir. Psalms 37 and 32. It says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. It says, the Lord will not leave him in his hands, nor condemn him when he is judged. Right? Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. And they said, you know, Esau knows he's under pressure, and they're actually coming. This is it. This is the flood coming in. You know, this is the flood waters coming in. The slander, the cases being built up, and you too watch when we watching and we can see it, as your brother would have mentioned. When Jake rise up inside, it was the bus. I wish I could get the clip out of show it, right? There's an edited version of it where he rides up. What she was a social media personality. She came on the bus.
Yeah.
You went.
Yeah. I believe they said she escaped the war that was going on in Ukraine to come on the side for peace or something. You know, Esau just pushed the propaganda.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but once you reach very, very faintly, it's soft. Shalom, yeah, but she may share back there. Yeah. When she reached America, she was stopped to that by Jake, right? But that song, that is for no reason, because there's no reason, there was no motive, right? He just rise up on the stranger who just entered into the bus, didn't rob her, didn't rape her, nothing. Come on. Right now, that's all being put, and as I was saying, that the same Kirk guy, he was using it as an example against the wicked monkeys, and they who they say that they are being persecuted by in the media more than what is actually happening is that the whites are being persecuted more, right, by Jakes, right? This is how they spin the spin masters. This was a spin master, right? You have something else? You have something, Kwasha?
Yeah, I know if you hear me, but the precept in Psalm 68, verse 3. It goes straight as soon as they be born speaking lies.
Can you read it?
Well, we read it already, right? Okay, yeah, well, yeah, this man's a perfect devil, is right? And more than one brother said he seen you said there, for beginning that woman that gets stuck, that seemed a bit fishy, right? So it never was that probably to push the agenda now to come after the so-called blacks, right? You know what I mean? Of course. Right, go ahead.
It says Psalm 55 and 21. The words of his mouth was smoother than butter. Yeah, this Kirk guy was a young enterprising Edomite with positive views on America and regime change and whatever. There's his smoothness, right? But war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. And it's because his words are swords pointed at who? Jacob. Their swords aimed at Jacob to destroy Jacob, and this is the catalyst here. That is the catalyst for civil war, right? I have a couple of things I wanted to bring out. Just somebody speaking in the meantime. Let me see if I can get these things uploaded here real quick.
Yeah, and just to add to what the brother saying, as he brought for the Psalms, you know, he say but war was in his heart. Where's one of the things Trump did in last 2 weeks was changing his ministry into what? From defense to war. You understand? They're showing you what it is they're coming to do. What that?
They changed it from the Department of Defense to the Department of War. So the money's about to come down with great wrath. Revelation 12 and 12. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've been telling you this for the longest the headmen on down. Don't trust these enemies. These are your enemies. Don't trust them. Don't just
That's right.
fear, but just read it right. And speak softly. The imaginary war. The war put you in a pit. You understand? Don't trust them. Just go along. I'm grown on a needle, mate. Right? You just go work. You go work with them. You do what you gotta do. And that is it. You don't be no friends with them and all kind of thing, big man, because these people imagining, hey, what is going to say the birds together can come, every man will sort to his kind of light. What is when these race wars pop over can happen? All these black and white these friends, it can be total separation there. Watch and see, man. Watch and see. Watch and see, man. Go ahead, sir. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, right. Have the one up.
I can. Since the brother quoted here, and we quoted earlier, let me bring it forward one time. This is book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. It said, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, because he know it that he had but a short time. And that is the thing. You know, in this kingdom here, we seen they're moving fast, like very fast. They're doing stuff very fast. They're passing the laws quick. You're seeing Trump every single day. You're seeing Trump come talking, and then he passing an executive order. They're signing the stuff as Ella Raquacom said recently. Now you're seeing the extent of the draconian laws, right? And how quick they could do it, right? You see with all these other stuff that you see now, but I had to put you up. We're seeing where they aiming to go down that road of what? Civil war. You remember the movie Civil War? What did the guy ask them? If he's American,
are you?
Can.
What type of American are you?
Yeah.
Can.
Yeah. Yes, I remember that. Leave the world behind. You mean that? Leave the world behind.
And just to add something here too, this I believe like one of the things that was showing the downfall of Rome was the assassinations of the political figures, right?
Mm-hmm. I have the video with the girl. I have it.
Yeah. You can play it on the YouTube, or they go
That's all.
or they go think the video.
CNN. From CNN. So I don't know if let me just see.
I'm going to turn now to the political firestorm growing in North Carolina after a horrific murder on a train. Over the weekend, the local Metro Authority released surveillance video showing the murder of Ukrainian refugee Irina Yarutska. Police say she was riding on a train in Charlotte last month when the suspect, DeCarlos Brown Jr., pulled out a pocket knife and killed the 23-year-old. Brown is now facing first-degree murder charges. He's been committed to a hospital for a judge to do a mental evaluation for 60 days. CNN has also reached out to his defense attorney for comment. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy claimed the incident shows the ugly truth behind the criminal justice policies of the city's mayor. Elon Musk posted about the story several times.
We were able to track the movements of the shooter. Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped.
Right. So it's switch on us there. Watch this one here now. So it's all a plot. It's all a plot. Charlie's medical exam found fentanyl in his system. The bullet didn't kill him. The drugs did. Now Charlie Kirk is the white George Floyd. All right, let me see what else I can pull up on him there real quick. Oh, on the situation, because we know as Slacker, no, see our brother trying to come in here, collab. Yeah, we have to bear with him a little bit. His device not connecting.
What's a great link?
You're not hearing Kwasha? Kwasha, I'm not hearing you.
No, I was just. I'm coming back there, brother. I'm coming back.
Okay. All right, check this one out. This is it. Bricks News. It said just in Andrew Tate calls for civil war following Charlie Kirk shooting, and we know he's a CIA plant.
Yeah, right? That's right. That's
so
right.
This is actually what they want to do. They want the chaos to break out, which is all biblical. We understand it and we accept it. We accept it for it is. What we're saying, this is the facts. The Lord's intention is to destroy Babylon. Right? There's the book of 2 Ezra chapter 15. Where would I start? 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. Right? Modern day sword is what? Is a gun. Right? It says, for there shall be sedition among men, which is rising up against government. It says, invading one another, they shall not regard their kings or princes, and curse, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. You can go ahead and break down our multitasking.
I can. So you're reading from which one? That 2 Ezra 51?
15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of action shall stand in their power.
Yes, sedition among men, and we see what it's leading to. I think right now, I believe it's Poland, Ukraine, Russia, Nepal, France, America, and I believe I count 2 places where you're actually seeing people destroying like ministry buildings and so forth, right? Burning it down to the ground, right? Rioting, protesting, storming buildings. I believe it's the one in Nepal where they off the minister wife, right? Right, we see. What up?
No, I just say can you go ahead.
Yeah, and we see as he brought up the screen, like if just in the picture he brought up here with the civil war, Andrew Tate calls for civil war. When you go into the comments, there's a lot of Edomites calling for the same thing. They're calling for the same thing. They actually want to start this thing soon. Late last night, they had a vigil, right? Where for the same Kirk, for Charlie Kirk, and all of a sudden, right? Coincidence that one of the head people for the Black Lives Matter was riding through that bike, and something, I think what they do, take up some of the pictures and rip it up or something like that, and then it caused a big brawl, right? All of a sudden, right? So you see the road where they're going down, right? You see we're heading to that civil war, that sedition among men. Just now you're going here, just like in the movie, they say, what type of American are you? Yeah, and you have to answer.
Yeah, you have to answer.
You have to answer.
You have to pledge your allegiance.
That's right. That's right. You see how quick it is. Trump, he even hesitating to put out the military on the streets. He ain't hesitating at all. So go ahead.
Yeah. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10 in the well, I'll just read it. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10 in the GNT. It says, never trust an enemy. His wickedness is as destructive as rust. Right? Watch out and be on guard against him. Even if he acts ever so humble, he is like a metal mirror that rusts away. If you don't keep it polished, if you don't keep it polished, right? Set an enemy at your right hand, and next thing you know, he'll be trying to get your own place of honor. And that's what Esau actually do. He trying to blame and accuse Jacob of being the true wicked, being the aggressor, being the violent man, being the criminal man. When he is going back to his forefather Cain, Spear, right? Quayan, right? And he wants to get back that birthright. He wants to get back that blessing. He wants to have eternal life. He wants to have push past his bounds and rule the earth forever, which he's trying to get via carnal means. But it was already set up in the heavens spiritually for Jacob, right? So all his actions, right, are pretentious, are not sincere. What you are seeing presented before you is actually a deformation of character of Jacob, so that Esau could get her the blessing and the birthright back, and the promises of the everlasting kingdom, right? Which he is so proud that if he can't receive it, which the Lord is not going to give him, he's going to fight the Lord for it, right? And he's going to fail. It says, watch, verse 11, watch out and be on the guard against him, even if he acts ever so humble, he is like a metal mirror that rusts away if you don't keep it polished. Set an enemy at your right hand, and next thing you know, he'll be trying to get your own place of honor. Put him next to you, and he will overthrow you. Then you realize the truth of my words and be stung with regret when you remember them. Nobody feels sorry for a snake charmer or wild animals tamers who get bitten. Right, like the Jake who was saying the prayer for America. I did a video on that, I think it was yesterday. Right, the Lord is not going to bless America. The blessings, as a matter of fact, the word bless in the Hebrew is barak, and a blessing is a curse as well. It can be used for curse as well, right? Because one man blessing is one man curse, right? For Jacob to be blessed, Esau has to be cursed. All right, nobody feels sorry for a snake charmer or wild animal tamers who are bitten. So Jacob was saying that prayer, who dong on all these different trophy Negroes that they have to put speeches eloquently, or to woo this, or to run that psyop. Like for example, that's Native American that they put in charge of the military, the general, to go into Burkina Faso, right? He's in league. He's in league. So guess what? They're gonna all get bite because they trust in Pharaoh, Egypt, and the horses, the power. It says, and nobody will feel sorry for you if you run around with sinners and get involved in their wrongdoing. All right, let me check and see if these brothers are tapping back, right? Kalawa and Kosha didn't tap back. All right, no problem. You have anything else?
You did read the Psalms, we'd say the Psalms 32, Psalm 37, we'd say the plot against the just, eh?
Yeah. Psalm 55, 53 or 55? 55.
Nah, it was one in 30. Let me see if I just quote it back.
Against the righteous. I didn't read that one. I read the wicked seeketh to slay the righteous.
Oh, Psalms 37:12. The wicked plotted against the just.
Right. You want to put it up on the screen for you?
Yeah, you can. If you think to.
37:12.
Yeah.
All right. All right, here you go. Right, it says Psalms 37 verse 12. It says, the wicked plotted against the just and gnashed upon him with his teeth. Right, when you look up that word, when you look at it again, look up the word plotted. It goes into Zaumam.
Strong's H2161. Zamam. Zamam.
To have a thought, to devise a plan, to consider purpose, right? To consider fixed thought upon, to purpose, to devise, to plot, right? In my description, let me see if it comes up. The scripture that talks about the wicked devices, right? Psalms 31. For I have heard the slander of 31 and 13. For I have heard the slander of many. Fear was on every side, while they took counsel together against me. They devised to take away my life, and that's what Esau is actually doing, right? They devising to take away the life of Jacob, right? The word slander goes into the bar.
Strong's H1681. Deba.
Right.
Deba.
It says whispering, defamation, evil report, defamation, defaming, evil report, unfavorable saying, and this is what this cool guy was doing. He was defaming Jacob, right? So whoever perished being innocent, look up defamation, right? Defamation, the action of damaging a good reputation of someone's slander or libel, right? So this is what he was doing. He was forwarding the agenda, right? He was forwarding the agenda of the wicked, because he is wicked. But I trusted in thee, O power, O Yahweh Salakia. I said, thou art my power. My times are in thy hand. Deliver me from the hand of my enemies and from them that persecute me. Right? It says, Psalms 31 and 13. I've heard the slander of many, and fear was on every side. This is what we originally read. No, was it this? Let's see.
No, it was Psalm 37. Psalm 37. Right?
Yeah. So Psalm 31 and 13. For I've heard the slander of many. Fear was on every side, while they took counsel together against me. They devised to take away my life. Psalm 37 and 12. The wicked plotted, right, against the just, and gnashed upon him with his teeth. Proverbs. If thou hast done foolishly in lifting up thyself, or if thou hast taught evil, lay thine hand upon thy mouth. Right? There's enough for that. Let me get this book of Job here real quick. Job chapter 20. So like I forget it. Is it?
Which one are you looking for?
Well, I get a piece of brain fog there. Enterprise. The Enterprise, yeah. So what are you about me or shy?
Can.
Enterprise of right, Job 5 and 12. Yeah, so like yeah. It said Job chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointed the device of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Look up the enterprise Torsio.
Strong's H8454. Tushia.
Right, Tushia, it means oh, Slakia. Wow. What did I do? That sound. Wait a quick second. Right. Tushia. Wisdom, song, knowledge, success, song or efficient wisdom, abiding success. Song, efficient wisdom, abiding success. Right? Of the effect of song wisdom. Right? Strong's definition. Support, or by implication, ability. Right, so he's gonna disappoint their ability, that is to help in purpose of an undertaking enterprise, that which thing as it is, or substance of wisdom or working. He disappointed the devices, Makasha Ba, which I think
Strong's H 4284.
Taught device,
Machashava.
invention.
Machashava. Second entry. Machasheveth. Machasheveth.
Right, Strong's definition, it says cunning work, curious work, devised imagination, invented means purpose or thought. Right, so the whole purpose or thought of what is actually happening and being portrayed to the people is a deformation of character of the Israelites, justifying now what the federalized police in Washington, the War Department in the War Department being established, and also what? Yes, let me see. I say for this, as the War Department being established, which was something that they did in history in the past, and also they wanted to go into Chicago, right? Trump preparing to go into Chicago. So we have this post here by Tommy Robinson, leader of the local BLM Black Lives Matter chapter, drove through the vigil for Charlie Kirk at the Idaho State Capitol building in Boise last night and shouted, "F Charlie Kirk," right? Right, so there's a Solomon chapter 8. So, that's all. Right, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8, verse 8 in GNT. Do you want to have wide experience? Wisdom knows the lessons of history and can anticipate the future. Because in the KJV, you'll read, if a man desire much experience, she know things of old and conjecture it aright. And with conjecture means what? To guess or anticipate, as the same would be used in the GNT. And what is to come, she knoweth the subtleties of speeches, which is the word subtleties goes into cunningness, craftiness, and can expound dark sentences. She foreseeth signs and wonders and events of seasons and of times. So in the GNT it says, do you want to have experience of wisdom? Wisdom knowing the lessons of history, right? Because that whole war Department of Defense turned into Department of War was done before, right? And can anticipate the future. The scripture said there's no new thing underneath the sun, right? That which had been is that which shall be. This man by nature is going to do what he is, because the word nature goes back to natural. Natural comes from nature, right? She knows how to interpret what people say and how to solve problems. She knows the miracles that God will perform and how the movements of history will develop, right? Because history is past. The future, history is what they say is bound to repeat itself.
That's right.
Because it is the nature of a thing to go back to its source, to its roots. Right? And that's what he's just going to do. He is that violent and bloody man. Right? What he's doing is trying to justify his actions. Put a preconceived notion in the heads of the simple, right? That this is what should be done and how it should be done. Order up chaos, right? Order out of chaos.
That's right.
There's Proverbs chapter 1, The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, the king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive instructions of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety. The word subtlety here again. We're going to look it up. Subtlety or mao.
Strong's H 6195. Orma. Orma.
Shrewdness, craftiness, prudence, right? From the root. Subtlety, shrewdness, craftiness, or ram, to be subtle, to be shrewd, to be crafty. Beware, right? She teaches you to beware, to take crafty counsel, to be prudent, which the word prudent also means to be careful, right? That word prudent. Acting with or showing care and thoughtful, right? For the future. Prudent in the thesaurus. Wise, well-judged, judicious, sagacious, tongue-tied today. Sage, shrewd. So a sage is somebody who's wise, right? So it says to give subtlety or prudence or wisdom to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion, right? The wise man will hear and then will increase in learning. A man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels, right? So we know it's never to trust this damn devil, because this devil is not for you. He's not for your cause, right? He's for his own agenda, which is to what? To slay the righteous. You have anything else?
Let's bring this one precept. This is the book of Psalms 37 verse 7. It says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Right? And we know Esau could do this thing because why? It is in the power of their hand. What you stuff that he doing, and he doing it, speedily as well. Quick. Every week you're hearing something, you're hearing something. Right? And early yesterday when this happened, there were a reporter, I think it's from CNN or MSN, it's MSNBC, right? Came out and said that how the president would use this to bring forth something, just as he did before, right? And just to add to that, as you can see, the apostle just set up a live, right? Going into the cruel Lord, right? Let's see if I find my name here quick, right? Right, let's see. Yeah, the cruel Lord is creating a recipe for disaster, right? So, hey, the prophets of the Lord seeing these things. You see where it's coming, you see what happened, right? And see where it's going to lead to. And it ain't going to be nice. Right now, Esau is, when you watch majority of these comments and statements being made by Esau, they want revenge. It show you how blood driven Esau is right now. Is that the three guys, right? The three guys that they blame for his death is three Edomites, but it's still they hate for Jake so deep is that they want to go for Jake. They want Jake. You understand? So hey, so go ahead. But I did it for me.
I have on the screen you will see I have this post. It says sorry, not the what the post going? All right. Let me see. I'm gonna have to make it big for me. It says Charlie Kirk's murder happened on the first stop of his Prove Me Wrong, the American comeback tour. Right? It posted by Being Black is Lit, right? As he person put it up on Instagram, right? It says this is his tour itinerary. I guess it's on the right hand side here. And that's it. He came with a false. He had a false hope he was given to Americans, Babylonians, Egyptians. Right? This is the book of Nahum, chapter 1. Why the Nahum is not coming up? I don't even understand. All right, now I see it. All right, I'll just read it. Nahum chapter 1 and verse 8. verse 7. No, verse 8. Sorry, Nahum 1 and 7. The Lord is good and a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. But with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. Right? So there's no coming back. There's no America come back. Right? There's no American come back. Right? Because America became like Joseph. Joseph made Egypt prosperous. Right? The king had the dream. The Israelite Joseph, he gave the interpretation of the dream, right, which got him out of prison. Ultimately, right, he was promoted in Egypt, and he became a prince. And what happened? He saved Egypt from famine through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel. He was given the interpretation, right? The scriptures on Daniel 2 tells you that there's a power in heaven that reveals secrets and dreams, right? He gave him the interpretation, and Joseph rose up, right? Egypt saw prosperity in the time of famine, and it was that citadel, right? We can look up that word citadel, that everybody came to for food in the time of that famine, right? Yes, some last look at me what citadel real quick.
I have a quick meaning for it on Google here.
Yeah, fortress. Typically one
fortress.
high ground above a city. A fortress, right? A stronghold, fortified, a castle, right? A bunker. So Egypt was that citadel in the time of famine. Everybody flocked to Egypt, but now when you watch at Egypt today, is what a desert wasteland with pyramids and other relics, to idolatry, right? It says Nahum chapter 1 verse 9, verse 8 again. But with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. What do you imagine against the Lord? Will he make an utter end? Affliction shall not rise up a second time. Right? So you're not going to put Jacob into slavery to build back your system, to build back your kingdom. Sorry. You're not going to take out, you're not going to what did they to the Northern Kingdom? They rounded them up on planes, they dumped them out, they handcuffed them, dumped them out at sea. Then Trump come and say what he's gonna take them. He's gonna take those people, they are the ones that skilled in farming. That's after he realized he did shit, right? Or probably it was purposeful, right? They alone can do the farming, they alone they were made to do the farming. So we're gonna school them, right? Educate them and then bring them back into the system. Bring them back in. Institutionalize them and bring them back in because we need them, right? We tried that with those in the hoods and in the inner cities, and it didn't work. It wasn't good. No, it wasn't good. Those were his words, right? Because why? They want affliction to rise up a second time. Northern Kingdom, they attack first, then they want the Southern. Well, they've been attacking the Southern Kingdom, but now they come in Southern Kingdom hard still. They're attacking everybody because the attack on Venezuela is an attack on the Northern Kingdom as well. Right? So he's relentless. And he's manifested himself to be that border of wickedness, that man of sin, the son of perdition. It was all well and good. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh because his words are being manifest. Right?
That's right. That is it for me.
Right, so with that we pray those edify and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Double on us apostles and elders are great millstones. Salutation to the elect virgin in his work in sincerity and truth. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom to the elect.